Good morning, good afternoon, whichever time zone you're in. I appreciate you guys tuning in and wanting to learn some valuable information when it comes to the cultivation of cannabis or hemp. My name's Spenser Sydney. I am 32 years old, originally from North Carolina. I've made my way to the Midwest, Colorado specifically, to pursue my dream of growing commercial cannabis. Um, and today's my little TED talk to get you guys some valuable information regarding what it takes um, to put yourself in my shoes and get to the positions that I've been in terms of cultivation. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a timeline. For myself, it's been a solid 10 years of growing the plant. Um, 2012, I was living in North Carolina, fresh out of college. Um, had the opportunity to grow cannabis, for personal use. As you guys all know, North Carolina is an illegal state. So it wasn't, obviously the most safest or smartest choice to be making. But when you have a passion for something, it's something that, you have to make those choices and really, make sacrifices, to get to where you want to get. Um, 2013, I made the choice to move to a state that was legal to be able to pursue what I wanted to pursue in this business, put myself in a position to be able to do something legally, freely, and not have to worry about, repercussions that come with something that is illegal. 2014 was my first solid year in Colorado, which really expanded my skills, um, helped me open my eyes into branding, and really just growing, my business and my brand within the medical market as well as the recreational market, which has just kicked off. 2015, I won a Cannabis Cup with a couple of friends of mine at the Denver U.S. Cannabis Cup. Our winning entry was called Canatonic. It was a CBD entry that was a hybrid between 90% CBD hemp flower as well as 10% of an indica dominant cannabis plant. Uh, 2016, I moved to Washington State to build and operate a outdoor greenhouse facility that had taken lots of time and lots of prep and was missing, the hard work and the knowledge that I'd possessed in those few years to really get itself off the ground. 2017, I moved back to Colorado and started doing some private consulting for some companies in Canada, as well as in Colorado. Really, involved or really growing my portfolio into what it is today, and kind of building my brand as something that was more than just a local brand, trying to reach out and get into other states, getting into other countries, Canada for instance, and just really showing off my skill set. 2018, I took a job with a cannabis company that was based out of Canada. Hence, some of the consulting that was going on the year before. Um, 2008 or 2019 through today, I currently operate 5 cannabis facilities in the state of Colorado, 4 recreationals, 1 medical, and 2.5 acres of outdoor production. I'm going to go over a few topics that I think are crucial to uh, people who want information in terms of what you need to do to build something at scale, something that you have to some points of topic that will really give you an idea of really what it takes to be a commercial cultivator. at this scale. So the first topic we're going to speak on is commitment. Without commitment, it's very hard to continuously, better yourself and, reach these platforms and reach these abilities to be able to grow cannabis at a level that very few people can do. Commitment takes lots of passion, and with passion, you have to really believe in yourself and really feel like, this is what you want to do. I told myself a long time ago that I'll never work another job in my life. Cannabis is going to be my job, whether it's legally on the market, or if I have to go back underground and do it like we did it in, the early, 2010s. That's just the way it is. That's what I've set myself up for. That's what I've put myself into. And that just goes back to, being really commitment, not giving up. There are always times when it was dark, and there've been some times when things didn't really go well. And you have to really stick the course and not allow yourself to quit. I've been in situations where things, you know, I've been taken advantage of in terms of my skill set, what we've done for companies, the things that we've built. And, a lot of people would like to more than likely walk away from something like that when you go through things that, aren't in your favor, or there aren't, what you expect. So again, that just ties back into the passion and the commitment that I have towards this plant. There's been times where I've worked for pennies on the dollar, but at the same time, companies are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's really disheartening. But at the end of the day, if it's something that you love and something that you enjoy and something that you really want to do, and something that you really want to pursue, you have to stick to it. You really got to stick to it, and put all your eggs in one basket and make it happen. So just to review, that first point was commitment. You got to be committed in this industry. If you're not, there's going to be someone else who is more committed than you, wants to put the time in and wants to, really get their notches on their belt and really, come up in this industry. So just again, remember that you always got to have, the commitment, to the plant, to the process. As they say, trust the process. There's nothing more than I've done than, believed in myself, believed in the people that are around me to be able to really, get to where I want to get to today. The next topic is experience and knowledge. At each one of those, timelines that I told you about before, there were tons of trial and error. You learn every single time. Every harvest is a learning experience. You harvest, and once the harvest is done, that's what it is. There's no going back. You can't go backwards. You can't change anything. You have to just, figure out what was wrong or what was right. Take that information and really, continue to try to do it better the next time. All my crews and my guys that work under us, whether they're leads or whether they're, just people under leads, it's all about experience. The more times you do it, the better you're going to be. You're only as good as your last run. So in today's market, it's something that you got to be knowledgeable. You got to have the ability to see things coming, and be able to plan according. But one thing knows is as the years have passed, and the more experience that I've had, the one shining light is, the knowledge. The knowledge is always getting better. For example, prior to 2016, before I really got into large scale commercial, it was very hard to find jobs that would pay you a good, fair option, or better yet, what I felt I was worth. After 2016, it was essentially like me getting my associate's degree in college. I had figured it out. I'd put myself in positions to be able to, handle certain aspects of the business, from the front side of the business to the back side of the business. Um, Fast forward to 2022, with all this experience that I've got, you can almost compare it to having a master's degree. I've put in the time, I've put in, the years worth of work to be able to, show my skill set, and really, thrive in the industry that is here. Um, all the experience that comes, it comes from trial and error. I've probably grown hundreds of thousands of plants, and every single time you have a harvest, or you pull down a crop, you have to take the good with the bad. You have to take the learning experiences, you have to take the things that you maybe didn't know, or that you thought you knew, and kind of bring yourself back to earth and kind of say, hey, we could do this next time, or we could do this next time. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to be able to make you better. And I still learn every day. You know, there's constant information, there's constant knowledge from others out there who are doing the same thing, that you have to be open-minded and listen. Maybe not all things are 100% correct, or maybe it doesn't work for your job model specifically, but you can always take information from other people who are in the same position as you, and use it to your benefit. um, Cannabis is probably the most unique plant on the planet. But with saying that, it's probably the least researched and experienced plant on the planet, simply because it's been illegal for a really long time. But now, with legalization happening across multiple states, whether it's medical or it's recreational, it's now giving people the opportunity to have trial and error, and have some information that there's something to stand on. Again, growing cannabis is not like growing tomatoes. You can have a degree in growing tomatoes and know some basic knowledge, but coming over from an agricultural crop into a crop of cannabis that is such a unique plant, that some of those things may not translate over from one side to the other. So you just got to know that, with time and experience, you will get better. At the end of the day, the plant is a weed. It can grow with or without you. But at the end of the day, if you know how to maximize the potential of the plant, you will have, better runs, and you will get more information as you continuously move on. Let's see. The next topic I'd like to talk about is genetics and nutrients. Genetics are a huge key to building a business that is successful in the legal markets. It's 2022, guys, and the strains from today are far different from the strains of 2002. A crucial role in any successful cannabis program or operation is the genetics that they grow. In commercial production, there are lots of boxes to check. You have taste, you have yields, you have bag appeal, you have testing, you have processing difficulties. All those things are tied into the genetics that you're growing and the styles that you're growing. It's crucial that you start with solid genetics. Now, with it being legal, there's a lot of verified sources to be able to go buy seed stock, or buy things that are legitimate. People have worked with, people can tell you the information about it. They can say, this is good for production, this is good for concentrates, this is good for whatever ailments you may be looking forward to solve. That information is starting to become readily available for people that are getting started in the business. You know then you look at it from a branding perspective. Look at how certain strains and how certain brands have been able to take their business and go to the next level because of one strain, or two strains, or three strains. Those things are very, very important when it comes down to building your business, building your brand, and trying to take it to that level that, everybody wants their business to be at. And then we get into nutrients. There's plenty of ways to skin the cat. You can use the synthetic route, or you can use the organic route. At the end of the day, it's all about quality inputs, using inputs that are quality made, that come from very high quality sources, and the fact that you have to be able to understand how and what the plant wants. Those are very, very important things that you need to focus on, especially in the cultivation of cannabis. Knowing what nutrients do, knowing what certain genetics are going to do with a certain nutrient ratio. All of those things are very, very important to get all those boxes that we talked about earlier checked. So you got to have a really, really good, insight onto your genetics as well as the nutrients you're using. And I think the last point that I'm going to talk about is teamwork. At the end of the day, growing scale cannabis takes a team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. As much as I would love to do every single task that is required from the front of the house to the back of the house, it's nearly impossible. I have 5 facilities that we operate. We have probably about 25 to 30 employees. We probably get up to 45, 50 employees when we have our outdoor cultivation and our harvest going on for Croptober. As someone who, I manage facilities that generate millions of dollars worth of revenue, you have to be able to teach and pass skills that I've known for a long time on to people who are part of your team, so that your business runs at a level that you expect it to. You got to find the people who want to be there. Growing cannabis is a difficult, hardworking, time-consuming business. At the end of the day, plants don't take days off. So on Christmas, on New Year's, on 4th of July, whatever holiday where most people take days off, these plants still need water. They still need maintenance. They still need the love and care that they deserve. And at the end of the day, when you're growing as a cannabis cultivator, you have to put in the time, and you have to, the more time you spend with your garden, the better your garden's going to be, which is very hard when you start talking about scaled cannabis when we're growing 10,000 plants on a consistent basis. And then you got to find the people who want to learn and the people who want to be better. Those are the people that you want in your corner, because they're going to have the same mentality that you had when you were young in the game. I remember my first year, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to learn everything. I wanted to be the best that I could be. And at the end of the day, as I progressed over the time, it's my goal and my job to teach people how to do the things that I know how to do. And I'm going to leave that with a quote from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It says, "One man can be a crucial ingredient on a team, but one man cannot make up a team." Again, I appreciate your guys for listening. If you'd like to contact me for any questions or information, give us a follow at Garden of Weedn on Instagram, Team Weedn on Twitter. And within my bio on Instagram has all of my contact information, email. I'm pretty responsive in the personal messages or direct messages. So if you'd like to reach out, feel free to reach out, and I'd love to talk to you. I hope you guys appreciate Black Cannabis Week for putting this together and really giving us an opportunity to hear from minorities in this industry, as there is not a lot of us. So me being one, I felt it was right for me to, put my face on, the screen, so people can kind of see that, we're out here, we're really doing it. And at the end of the day, it's just, you gotta stay on the grind and keep getting better. So again, I appreciate you guys. Follow us at Garden of Weedn, and we appreciate it a lot. Peace, guys. Much love.